2 p.m., you're mid-sentence presenting a roadmap to a client VP. And your phone lights up on the desk, face up, where you can't not see it.
What did it say?
A Slack message from my manager. Where are you? Vertex started 3 minutes ago.
You double-booked yourself.
2 client calls, same slot. And I was already 12 minutes into the wrong one.
So what did you do? Mid-sentence in front of the VP?
I just stopped talking, mid-sentence. And the VP looked up from her notes, waiting for me to finish a sentence that wasn't coming.
Today, how to leave a meeting early without it sounding like the meeting didn't matter to you. Welcome back to English in the Wild. I'm Alex.
And I'm Kim. This week's cautionary tale once again.
One real workplace situation, broken down into English you can actually use. Today, what to say when you have to leave a meeting early and you can't make it look like an accident.
Real situations, real people, real language.
We've done tech failing, a typo, not knowing an answer, forgetting a name. This one's about time, running out of it, in front of someone who's watching the clock too.
With us again, Kai and Professor Maya, who's going to explain why leaving a meeting feels so much worse than it actually looks from the outside.
Kim, how did you even end up double-booked?
Total calendar mistake. Someone rebooked the Vertex call an hour earlier the night before, and I just didn't catch it. 2 client calls, both at 2 p.m. I was in the Nordholm call, presenting the roadmap to their VP of Partnerships, Elena. 12 minutes in, mid-sentence, that Slack message lit up.
And Vertex was the more urgent one?
Much more. They had an actual issue with their account. My manager was already stalling for me. Elena's call was important, but nothing was on fire. Vertex was.
So what did you actually say to Elena?
Nothing for about 4 full seconds. I just froze mid-sentence, staring at my phone like it had personally betrayed me.
And then?
Then I said, I'm so sorry. Something urgent just came up. I have to go, and left. That was it. No name, no plan, no anything. I found out later Elena just sat there for a second, then asked my colleague, did I say something wrong?
Maya, why does leaving a meeting early feel so much bigger than it actually is?
Because when someone leaves without explaining why, the room doesn't sit with a mystery, it sits with a guess, and people almost always guess in the worst direction.
So Elena wasn't wondering where I went. She was wondering if she'd done something.
Exactly. Let's call that the value guess. When you disappear without a reason, people don't ask where you went. They quietly measure how much this meeting and they actually mattered to you. And here's the part that trips people up. The guess isn't really about the 2 minutes you saved by rushing out. It's about the 10 seconds you didn't spend explaining.
So the actual mistake wasn't leaving. It was leaving without the 10 seconds.
Right. Almost nobody minds you leaving a meeting for something real. They mind not knowing whether it was something real.
Does the second language pressure show up here too?
It does, because explaining an exit on the spot in real time in your second language feels like one more thing you might get wrong. So people take the safer option, which is to just leave fast and apologize later in a message. It feels safer. It reads as ruder. The fast, silent exit is never actually faster. It just moves the awkwardness from a sentence into a guessing game.
So what should Kim have said in those 4 seconds?
Something short that answers the value guess before anyone has to make it. This matters. Something else needs me right now, and here's what happens next.
Okay, what does that actually sound like?
3 moves. All 3 answer the value guess before the room has to ask it. Move 1. Flag it before you go. One clear, spoken sentence, not a silent exit, not a chat message. I need to jump to another call in 2 minutes. Sorry, it's urgent. Here's the difference. Bad version, muting yourself, camera still on, typing sorry have to go in the chat while everyone watches you type it.
That's somehow worse than just leaving.
Much worse. It announces the exit without actually explaining it. Better version said out loud, I need to jump to another call in 2 minutes. Priya will pick this up from here. Clear, human, over in 5 seconds.
So instead of hoping the silence explains itself, I just say the sentence before I'm already gone.
Exactly. 5 seconds of speaking beats 5 minutes of someone else guessing why you left. Move 2, hand off the baton. Always name who's continuing without you so the meeting keeps moving instead of stalling on your absence.
What if there's genuinely nobody else who can take over?
Then you hand off the next step instead of a person. Let's pick this back up tomorrow at 10. I'll send the notes tonight. Same move, just handing off time instead of a name.
So the room's never just left hanging. It's either got someone or it's got a plan.
Move 3, close the loop after. Once you're out, don't let it just disappear. A short follow-up message that covers what you missed. Sorry again for ducking out. Can we cover the last 2 slides tomorrow?
So the story doesn't end on she left. It ends on she came back.
Exactly. That's the sentence people actually remember.
Flag it before you go, hand off the baton, close the loop after. 3 moves.
And all 3 do the same job. They replace the value guess with an actual answer before anyone has to go looking for one.
Kim, what you actually did, freezing and then just vanishing with 1 line, that's not really move 1, is it?
No, I skipped the before part completely. I just left and apologized on the way out.
That's a trap almost everyone falls into here. We could call it the vanishing trap, trying to leave so quietly that maybe nobody really notices you're gone. It never works, because a meeting notices an empty chair faster than it notices an explained one.
So trying to be invisible about it actually makes it more visible?
Every time. Silence draws more attention than a sentence does. A clear exit gets forgotten by the next meeting. A silent one gets remembered as a question nobody ever answered.
So Elena wasn't upset that I left. She was stuck wondering why. Because I never actually told her.
Exactly. The 10 seconds you skipped to save time is the exact 10 seconds that would have stopped the guessing.
Okay, but even with the perfect line, doesn't leaving Elena's call for Vertex still tell her pretty clearly that her meeting mattered less to me?
That's the real fear under all of this, isn't it? Not the leaving, what the leaving says about your priorities.
Here's the thing. The leaving already says that, whether you explain it or not. The only choice you actually have is whether you say it on your terms clearly or let her fill in the worst version herself. Something urgent needs me right now doesn't rank her below anyone. Silence is what makes her start ranking herself.
So the honest sentence doesn't create the awkward feeling. It's the only thing that can actually stop it.
Exactly. Elena was never going to feel great about a shortened meeting, but she can feel respected in a shortened one or confused in a silent one. Those are very different afternoons.
So the goal was never don't leave, it was don't leave without a reason attached.
That's the whole difference every time.
Let's practice. Kai, you're mid-meeting, and you genuinely have to jump to something urgent in 2 minutes.
Something like, sorry to interrupt. I need to jump to another call in 2 minutes. Kim, can you take it from here? I'll catch up on the notes after.
All three moves in one breath. Flagged it, handed it off, and already planned the follow-up.
Wait, Maya. What if there's no 2-minute warning at all? What if it's truly right now, mid-sentence, zero notice?
Great edge case. That's exactly what happened to Kim. Even with zero notice, you can compress all three moves into one line. Sorry, something urgent. I have to jump. Priya will finish this. 5 seconds. Still all three moves, just faster.
So even a true emergency doesn't skip the moves. It just speeds them up.
Exactly. Now, the delivery. Say it like you're already halfway out the door, not like you're asking permission. Natural speed. I need to jump to another call in 2 minutes. Priya will pick this up. Slowly, I need to jump to another call. Priya will pick this up.
I need to jump to another call. Priya will pick this up.
Good. Full speed.
I need to jump to another call in 2 minutes. Priya will pick this up.
Kim, your line for the zero notice edge case. Sorry, something urgent. I have to jump. Priya will finish this.
Sorry, something urgent. I have to jump. Priya will finish this.
Good. Just land something urgent a touch firmer. That's the part doing the real work. Once more.
Sorry, something urgent. I have to jump. Priya will finish this.
There it is. If you remember nothing else, flag it, hand it off, close the loop. Last one, the follow-up message. Sorry again for ducking out. Kai, you first.
Sorry again for ducking out. Can we cover the last 2 slides tomorrow?
Kim, your turn.
Sorry again for ducking out. Can we cover the last 2 slides tomorrow?
Notice, none of these lines apologize for leaving. They just make sure the room isn't left guessing why. That's the whole skill.
Kim, did you ever hear from Alina again after that call?
I emailed her that evening, apologized properly, explained it was a client issue, and offered to reschedule the last part of the roadmap. She was completely fine about it.
Did she ever bring it up?
She did, actually, 3 weeks later. She had to hop off one of my calls for something urgent on her end. And she used almost the exact same line I should have used on her. Word for word. Something urgent just came up. My colleague will pick this up. I'll follow up tonight.
So she learned it from your mistake.
Apparently, I made the mistake so she could get the lesson for free.
And that's the real point of today's episode. Nobody remembers who left the meeting first. They remember whether the exit came with a reason or just a gap.
This is the one meeting you're allowed to leave without a 2-minute warning. Just hit subscribe on your way out. No excuse me required.
And tell us, have you ever had to duck out of a call mid-sentence? What did you actually say in the moment?
Comment below with your version of something urgent came up. Bonus points if someone later used your own line back on you. 3 moves from today. First, flag it before you go. 1 spoken sentence, not a silent exit. Second, hand off the baton, name who continues or when you'll pick it back up. Third, close the loop after. A short follow-up that covers what you missed. And the principle behind all 3, a clear exit gets forgotten by the next meeting. A silent one gets remembered as a question nobody ever answered. Leaving was never the problem. Leaving without a reason attached was.
And the bonus lesson, Alina, 3 weeks later, using Kim's exact words on Kim, good lines travel further than good excuses.
That's a lot of words for just say why you're leaving before you're already gone.
Next week, something different. Maya's finally telling us about a client mistake of her own, one she's never mentioned on this show before.
Wait, the professor has a story?
Apparently everyone on this show has one. We're finding out hers next.
Subscribe and you'll find out with everyone else.
English in the wild, real English, real situations, real results.